Right now, we are not seeing a whole lot of activity going on in the sun. We're at the very bottom right now, and we're starting to what we call ramp up. And as we ramp up, we can get large regions that can cause lots of activity.
More solar storms mean more charged particles gunning for our planet. If the flares are powerful enough, they can cause serious health problems. But some scientists warn there is another reason to fear the coming solar storm peak. They say the world's electrical power grid is too vulnerable right now to withstand such an aggressive onslaught of solar particles.
I want to emphasize, I want to avoid the Chicken Little syndrome. Similarly, I don't want to understate the significance of this. We have real issues, real potential problems, and I think we need to confront these issues as a society.
Dan Baker heads the Space and Atmospheric Physics Laboratory at the University of Colorado at Boulder. He co-authored a recent report outlining the dangers of a monster solar storm.
The estimates that were made of what this might cost society would be in the range of not billions of dollars, but perhaps $1 trillion or up to $10 trillion with an outage that might last for several years.
Even for some skeptics of doomsday prophecies, the danger of a massive power failure in 2012 is a wake-up call, a warning that we may be facing the end of the world as we know it.
Right now, what I fear the most and what I concentrate on is the domino effect. It's where the electrical power grid suffers, satellite communications go down, law enforcement therefore suffers, as does military security. International banking transfers are disrupted. Dominoes, clunk, 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 clunk. When you have ancient prophecies, such as the Mayan prophecy about 2012, and cutting-edge science saying that solar storms can literally disrupt and destroy modern technological civilization, and that the next peak in those solar storms is 2012, well, that's when I pay attention.
But some theories about the dangers of the sun go further than a mangled power grid, much further.
When the solar particles reach the Earth, you will have a complete turnover of the magnetic field of the Earth. They will push the inner core of the Earth upside down. And when that happens, the Earth starts turning the other way around.
Patrick Jarrell is the author of How to Survive 2012. Jarrell believes Earth's magnetic poles will flip in 2012, triggering a cataclysmic chain reaction.
In short, huge earthquakes will level all buildings. Then all the volcanoes from the Earth will go off, and after that, a tidal wave of more than 2 kilometers will completely wipe out most of 95% from people on the Earth. We will be destroyed to nothingness.
Jarrell's theory centers on a massive solar flare that strips away Earth's protective magnetic shield and causes the planet to rotate in the opposite direction. It's an extreme point of view, and according to astronomers, the chances of that happening are almost nil.
It cannot be possible. For that, you would need to have a giant impact with some kind of giant body.
Fortunately, the chances of an impact with a massive asteroid anytime soon are extremely remote. But still, some say something out there is affecting us down here right now. They see a strong link between what's going on in outer space and natural disasters on our planet. And they say it may be just a preview of what's to come in 2012.
You can see in the record, beginning about in the 1980s, a progressive shift. Bigger earthquakes are occurring at shallower depths all over the planet. The conventional models haven't a clue as to why this is occurring.
We've already seen tsunamis from those earthquakes that are wiping entire communities and villages from the shoreline. Forest fires raging out of control on multiple continents at the same time. Something is going on in our planet. Clearly, it's not business as usual.
We seem to be seeing the effects now of 2012. But it's kind of like measuring a journey of 1,000 miles in the first 100. We don't know what's over the horizon.
With each theory, each clue, the mystery of 2012 deepens. What precisely will happen when the Mayan calendar ends on December 21st, 2012? Some say the answer awaits us among the ruins of this once great empire.
We're here in Tikal, a massive complex of Mayan ruins in the jungles of northern Guatemala. The Mayans thrived here over 1,000 years ago and built magnificent temples and observatories. With the naked eye, they were able to track the stars with astonishing precision. Their calculations so precise that some believe the Mayans knew as much about outer space as we do today, perhaps even more.
Richard C. Hoagland is among those who believe the ancient Mayans had superior knowledge of the universe and prophesied cataclysm in 2012.
For years now, I've been looking at this with kind of amused, objective interest. And then I began to wonder, were the Maya perhaps heirs to a knowledge base, an archive, a cultural memory that allowed them to project future cycles and the things that could happen?
Hoagland has journeyed to the ancient city of Tikal with his research assistant and companion, Robin Falkov, to uncover what secrets the Mayans may have held.
I believe the Mayans constructed all of this for the sole purpose to preserve for future generations information which could help them, in their view, save the world.
1,500 years ago, Tikal was the center of the Mayan Empire. This vast, ancient city was once home to more than 60,000 people. Hoagland's guide is Francisco Florian Escobar, who claims to have been among the first to decode a Mayan monument inscribed with a 2012 date. Throughout Tikal are stone monuments like this one, on which the Maya carved hieroglyphs and recorded their calendar.
This is a cycle of 400 years, cycle of 20 years, cycle of 1 year, cycle of 1 month, 1 day, 1 day.
And this goes from left to right?
Left to right in row 2. If this is full of glyphs, then we read the bottom and continues in the next row of glyphs.
The glyphs are telling a story, and that gives you the date of the story.
Right.
Once Hoagland has gotten his bearings at Tikal, he's going to conduct experiments, which he believes may prove the Mayans in their time foresaw danger in ours. Coming up, more than 7,000 miles away in Egypt, geologist Robert Schock is also searching for ancient information.
And which way will we come around?
We're going to be around that way, exactly, that direction.
So
exactly.
We'll come back in here.
Exactly, that's how it goes.
That's very good. I'm looking forward to it.
Schock is headed for a site called Hawara, a few hours' drive from Cairo. He's on a mission to find out if the fabled Hall of Records exists and whether it might hold the key to solving the mystery of 2012. Come with us to Egypt when 2012 Startling New Secrets continues. Our global investigation into the truth behind 2012 takes us to Egypt. There is an intriguing theory that vital secrets are buried here. Secrets about past cataclysms and perhaps even clues about surviving the next one. According to believers, this crucial information was hidden away by the ancient Egyptians in a hall of records, or labyrinth. Robert Schock, a geologist at Boston University, specializes in investigating these sorts of claims. We brought him to Egypt to track down whatever physical evidence may exist. He and his guide are headed for a little-known archaeological site called Hawara, located more than an hour and a half southwest of Cairo.
If we look at it there, so we're going to come up to the eastern side, and it was the labyrinth. What's known as a labyrinth is really to the south of the pyramid.
Hawara attracts few tourists, and most of those who do venture here come to see what's left of a nearly 4,000-year-old pyramid built by a powerful ruler named Amenemhet III.
So this would have been Amenemhet III. Might be.
But Schock is no tourist. He's come to search for clues that the labyrinth is hidden here. Almost everything we know about the labyrinth comes from a single account written by a Greek historian called Herodotus in the 5th century BC.